Okay students, class 9, your second chapter is going on, that is matter around us pure? Solution, that video about solution I have given, that is what are the types of solution, how can you differentiate between various kind of solution. In this chapter actually you have to learn solution, suspension and colloids. So suspension and colloids, these are the new terms for you. So today my topic is suspension and colloid. Actually these names came due to difference in the size of the solute particles. As per the size of the solute particles, we give them separate name. Suspension you know very well, that is when the size of the particles can be seen by naked eye. If solid particles which are present in undissolved way inside a solvent, then that is known as suspension. So suspension is a heterogeneous mixture, that means the mixture is not same throughout, composition of the mixture is not same throughout the bulk of the mixture. The composition can be anything, anywhere. So it is a heterogeneous mixture in which solid particles do not dissolve, but they remain suspended throughout the bulk of the solvent. About suspension I can say chalk powder present in water, mixture of chalk powder and water, or I can say mixture of mud in water, which are present in the undissolved form and which are present throughout the bulk of the liquid in the suspended way. If you keep the container for some time, then the suspension will settle down at the bottom of the container. Suspension can only be settled down at the bottom of the container if you are going to keep it undisturbed. So this is the very easy mixture. You can say the definition is also very easy. You can remember it very well. Size of suspension particle. Size of suspension particle is 100 nanometer. 100 nanometer. What is nanometer? In my previous video I told you nanometer means 10 to the power minus 9 meter. 10 to the power minus 9 meter is known as nanometer. 100 nanometer means 100 into 10 to the power minus 9 meter. So answer is coming 10 to the power minus 7 meter. Particles of suspension are bigger than this. Now properties of suspension I have written here point wise. In your book also these properties are there. I am just going to explain it. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. In the definition only it has been written that it is a heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture means the composition of the mixture is not same throughout the bulk of the mixture. Second point, the particles of suspensions are bigger than 100 nanometer or 10 to the power minus 7 meter. I have explained it already. Number 3, the particles of suspension can be easily seen. That means by naked eye you can see the size of the particles. You can see the particles are present in the solvent. Number 4, the particles of suspension scatter a beam of light and that effect is known as Tyndall effect. About Tyndall effect I told you earlier in my previous video, that is when light is passing through a suspension, then the particles present in the suspension, that means solute particles, they will scatter the beam of the light, and due to that the path of the light rays is visible or path of the light rays can be seen. That you can practice at your home by doing an experiment, but definitely the experiment has to be done in a dark room, then only the path of the light can be seen. So that effect is known as Tyndall effect, that you should know. Number 5, the particles of suspension settle down when left undisturbed. This also I told you earlier that if suspension is there, then by decantation and sedimentation you can get the clear solvent. That is the suspended particles will settle down at the bottom of the container, and after that you can pour the clear liquid present above that into another container. So if you keep suspension undisturbed for certain time, the suspended particles will settle at the bottom of the container. Now the last one, suspension can be separated from the mixture by the method filtration. As this is a chapter of mixture, so mixture means it can be component of mixture can be separated by physical process. So suspension is a mixture. The solute particles can be separated from the solvent by only filtration, because the whole of the filter paper or whatever you are taking for filtration is less in size as compared to the size of the suspended particles. So suspended particles remains over the filter paper and the solvent pass through the filter paper and it can be separated very easily. Okay, so this is all about suspension. Another type of mixture, that is you can say a type of solution, that is known as colloid. Actually, solution can be divided into three types: true solution, suspension and colloidal solution. Whatever we told about solution, that is actually true solution. Next is suspension, I told you earlier, and now I am going to discuss about colloidal solution. So try to remember this, that solution can be divided into three types. Number one is known as true solution, number two suspension, and number three colloidal solution. How they are divided into three types? Depending upon the size of the solute particles. In case of solution, the size of the solute particle is less than 10 to the power minus 9 meter. In case of suspension, it is more than 10 to the power minus 7 meter. And in case of colloidal solution, size of solute particles is in between 10 to the power minus 7 meter and 10 to the power minus 9 meter. So here I have written, what are colloids? A colloidal solution is a mixture in which the size of the solute particle is between 10 to the power minus 7 and 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Again I am saying, a colloidal solution is a mixture in which the size of solute particles is between 10 to the power minus 7 meter and 10 to the power minus 9 meter. It consists of two phases. One is dispersed phase and next one is dispersion medium. Two phases are there. What do you mean by dispersed phase and what do you mean by dispersion medium? As in case of true solution, solute and solvent you have learned. Similarly, dispersed phased means the state of a substance, physical state of a matter which is present in small amount. That means solute. Solute is dispersed phased. And dispersion medium means the material which is present more in amount, the material in which the colloidal particles are present, that is known as dispersion medium. That means I can compare dispersion medium with solvent. Dispersed phase can be compared with solute and dispersion medium can be compared with solvent. So according to the dispersed phase and dispersion medium, that means according to the physical state of dispersed phase and dispersion medium, colloids can be categorized into various types. Those types I have written here, and in those types you have to remember that which one is dispersed phase and which one is dispersion medium along with the examples. This chart is really very important for this chapter and you have to remember it very well. Now, from the beginning I am saying, dispersed phase is solid, dispersion medium is gas. When dispersed phase is solid and dispersion medium is gas, that means in gas, solid particles are present. That type of colloid is known as solid aerosol. Example of solid aerosol is smoke or dust particles present in the air. Second, in second type, dispersed phase is solid, dispersion An example is mud and milk of magnesia. Some other example can also be there. Now what do you mean by milk of magnesia? You have learned in class 8, class 7 that to remove acidity, milk of magnesia is used. That means magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide is known as milk of magnesia. Number 3. Dispersed phase is solid. Dispersion medium is also solid. That means in solid particles are only present. Type is solid salt. Example is colored gemstone. Gemstone used for jewellery, that is a mixture and that is a colloidal mixture. Similarly, some kind of glass, that is also colloidal mixture where solid and solid both are dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Number 4, dispersed phase is liquid, dispersion medium is solid. That means more amount of solid is there in the solid, liquid is present as colloidal particles. Example is gel. Now gel is the name, an example is jelly, cheese, etc. Next is dispersed phase is liquid and dispersion medium is also liquid. That means in liquid colloidal particles are present. This type of colloidal solution is known as emulsion. Example of emulsion is milk or face cream. That means milk is a colloidal solution. Next one is dispersed phase is liquid, dispersion medium is gas. That means in the gas liquid is dissolved. Gas is present more in amount. And this is known as liquid aerosol. This type of colloidal solution is known as liquid aerosol. Example is fog and cloud. These are the example. Then next one is dispersed phase is gas, dispersion medium is solid. That means in the solid gaseous colloidal particles are present. And this type of colloidal solution is known as foam. Example of foam is sponge and pumic stone. You might have seen pumic stone in your home and sponge also you have seen. So sponge is a solid in which air is present. That means gas is present. And next last is dispersed phase is gas and dispersion medium is liquid. That means in liquid medium gaseous colloidal particles are present. This type of colloidal solution is also known as foam. An example is shaving cream and lemonade. These are the examples. So 8 types of colloidal solution are there. This type depends upon the dispersed phase and dispersion medium. That is the physical state of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Depending upon that, these are categorized. This is very important. You have to learn just by heart so that you cannot forget it. And with example. Another thing I forgot to say, that colloidal solution, although it is a heterogeneous mixture, but it looks like homogeneous. That means by looking at, you cannot say that it is heterogeneous. It looks like homogeneous, but it is heterogeneous in nature. So I hope you have learned what is colloid and what are the suspension. If you want to write these things, then you can pause the video and you can write down the chart by your own. Because if you write by your own, it will get inside your mind and it will be easier for you to learn. So thank you very much.